Hello, and welcome to another vlog. I'm sitting here working on another project. I'm watching a YouTube video and listening to public safety. I wanted to come back and do a little bit more on the previous video that I had done live on TikTok. It has come to my attention that the nomad community was shaken up again by manipulation, narcissism, etc. And unfortunately, I had firsthand education on a narcissistic, manipulative relationship that I wish I would have never have experienced at all. I regret the relationship with my previous partner of 4 years and change. I wish I would have had what it took to leave in April 2023, but every time I thought about leaving, there was something that pulled me back. And I'm very thankful that I didn't get more involved, entangled with him than I already was. We were entangled in certain things, but not legally entangled. I was given permission to use his last name. I was given permission to share photos to Instagram. I was given permission to do a lot of things with his approval. And the relationship was all a fake from his perspective, because he never separated from his ex-partner, as he called it, to who is now his legal wife. There was a whole bunch of bullshit going on that I was suspicious of, but every time I rose up and said, "Why is this still happening?" he would always come up with an excuse. But I was told I could not talk to other people. I could not communicate with previous relationships. I was not allowed to communicate with former partners, but yet he was allowed to do whatever the fuck he wanted. So, with that being said, I'm more cautious than ever when it comes to being social online. The reason I came to YouTube was because I find it therapeutic and helpful to info dump, as they call it. And I've info dumped on my mom enough that she knows everything. But I want to bring my knowledge to the people, to you, who may not know the red flags of a manipulative, narcissistic relationship. I'm very careful about what I speak about on TikTok, because I know they have a very dicey algorithm, dicey vocabulary acceptance, which bothers me. You're not allowed to talk about mental health. You're not allowed to talk about alcohol. You're not allowed to talk about this, that, or the other. So what are you allowed to talk about? What are you allowed to discuss and be communicating about? I'm taking a breath because I said a lot. So, here I am casting on for a placemat. I think it's I have too much yarn to do a small placemat, so I'm going to do a bigger one. This is the one I finished this morning. So here we go. I don't know how many stitches I'm going to have, but I'm going to roll with it. So my trust in people that I don't know super well, or people that are putting on a facade, I'm going to pull back from you if I have any indication of deception. I'm going to pull back from any situation that has any kind of manipulation. If I know you're being narcissistic, you're gone. But I also came here today to talk about the differences and similarities between autism and Tourette's syndrome. There are many things that make it look similar, but there are slim differences that I have noticed. The OCD, the depression, the anxiety, and the stims or tics are similar, but not exact. With autism, I have certain stims, certain repetitiveness, but with Tourette's syndrome, there are different situations. So, I'm trying to be an advocate for both as I'm learning. So, I really like that show with Balin Dupree. She is very brave to be sharing her life, her journey with the world. And I think that's what is partially inspiring me to go forward and do the same with some pullbacks. I really like getting things off my mind. I'm very focused on trying to educate people and educate myself along the way. Or should I say educate myself, and then if it benefits someone else along the way, that's perfectly all right. I would like to say that I may have some interests, some obsessions or focuses that people may find weird. But for me, it's fun and it's an experience that I enjoy. And with some of them, I've learned along the way about. I've learned more about medical than I ever thought I would. Back in the day when TLC was the best educational network out there. You also have the health, what the hell is it called? Discovery Health. That is also a very helpful tool. So, I no longer have cable, so I have to find things on my own, even if it's old shows I enjoy watching over and over again. Because it's not suspenseful for me. I don't mind seeing certain things. It even educated me enough to know what a stroke looks like. So when my dad had a stroke in 2002, I knew exactly what I was looking at. And I was able to get him to help very quickly. And I'm very thankful that his then employer was on the ball when it comes to getting him out of the situation we were in when it happened. So my dad was the type of person who was very old school, old brain mentality, spoke his mind, said exactly how he felt, with very little left to the imagination. And that's the way I am. I am very to the point, and I don't mince words, and I will not apologize for anything at all, unless it's to my family. So, there's that. I don't know what my future holds on TikTok, if I'm going to continue to make content that way, or what I'm going to do, because I don't want to be in a community that is so two-faced. But I also have had wonderful experiences on TikTok. I have made some nice friends. Over the year I've been on TikTok, I joined January 2020. No, I joined January 20th of 2024. So, there's that. And what do I think of the TikTok ban? Well, I think it was propaganda. I think it was not everything it was supposed to be. I think that President Trump brought it back because they found a way to do whatever with it. And it is a good thing for us to have an app like that where we can communicate with people. And I'm running out of things to say. Running out of the energy to say it. But I'm very content at the moment. I'm looking forward to having some orders delivered. And I'm looking forward to March because it means warmer temperatures. It means less arthritis. So there's that. But that also means that my sweating and other things that make me uncomfortable happen. So, I appreciate if you paid attention this long. And I'm going to continue to make content like this. I'm going to continue to speak my mind. So I will talk to you again soon. Have a wonderful weekend.